All right, guys, we are back. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. As always, it's so great to see you. And it's a little bit different of a setting here. I'm actually in the annex room in the Toro off-road tent, and I'm looking at the Pacific Ocean. I was supposed to be heading up to the Eastern Sierras this weekend, but I postponed that trip for the second time. The first time it was postponed because there was wildfires in the area. This time, with wintry weather and higher elevations, I really didn't want to head out with certain rescue and recovery gear mounted on my Jeep until recently was on back order and just came in. So instead of a winter adventure, I'm coming to you from the Pacific Coast, where I'm going to be doing a very special Thanksgiving episode. I'll be doing some modifications to my Toro off-road tent and a couple fuel tests of some equipment, and of course, cooking of a Thanksgiving dinner as well. We're at this point, it's gonna be a Thanksgiving lunch, but more on that in a bit. Now, speaking of thanks, I do want to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in today. If this is your first time to the channel, I hope you subscribe and you don't miss out on future photography, trek, and adventure episodes. Now, if you've already subscribed, hey, thank you very much for your support. It means a lot. Now, pull up a seat and let's go. Let's be real here. I think we can all agree that 2020 will go down as a raging dumpster fire of a year. Now, it's been tough to say the least, but this time of the year, it's all about thankfulness and gratefulness. And guys, I really want to focus on the good things that have happened to photography and to Photography Talk so far in 2020. So let's kick things off with a few things that I'm really thankful for. Then we'll get on to the nitty-gritty of the tent mods and the field tests. First things first, I do want to give you guys big thanks for supporting this channel. Now, even though Photography Talk is nearly 11-year-old company, we are late to the YouTube scene. This time last year, guys, we only had about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube here, and we weren't really pushing out videos with really much of any consistency. But in 2020, all that has changed, and it has been extremely exciting to see how this channel has grown to, geez, nearly 9,000 subscribers at the time that I'm recording this. Now, considering there are thousands of other channels that you could be watching with your precious time, guys, it's humbling that you guys have chosen to join me on these videos. Now, we've worked really hard this year to figure out that video production side of things and create videos that we think offer really good value to you. And in the upcoming years, we're going to keep learning and growing so we can push these videos out that you are interested in. And of course, I really have to thank my supportive family. If it weren't for my incredible wife and her support for me, guys, I would not be able to come out here and make these videos. She deserves a huge shout out for really helping me make this happen. And I also have to thank my #1 best buddy, my son Caleb. He comes on these adventures with me sometimes, and his energy and love for life is really what keeps me going. And although I'm usually the only one in front of the camera, behind the scenes is a team of professionals that help me do the research, writing, video production, and so forth. Friend, this is really a team effort, and I'm grateful that I have found some folks to help me grow this channel. Now, on the photography front, I am thankful that Canon released the R5 and the R6 this year, and I know that's not as serious as the other stuff that I've mentioned, but really, I'm grateful that I have these amazing cameras in my bag. You know, part of creating good content, and really images for that matter, is having the right gear. And though you don't need to have a top-of-the-line camera like the R5 or the R6 to create awesome videos and images, that's not going to hurt. I also want to give thanks to the firefighters here in Southern California. We recently had a scary moment a few weeks back where a fire was closing in on our area, and folks just 3 blocks away from where I live were forced to evacuate, and we were on standby. So I am forever grateful to the firefighters that were able to beat back the fire so my family and others didn't have to evacuate. Now, when it comes to the adventure part of these photography treks and adventures, I'm extremely thankful for my Turtleback Expedition trailer right here. Now, as you might recall, I picked up this trailer a few months back from the Turtleback facility out in Arizona. And guys, I got to meet the owners and grateful to get the tour of their facility as well. Now, since then, I've been on several adventures, including one of them where I got to meet up with one of the owners out in Glamis. Now, needless to say, an off-road trailer like this really makes these adventures possible, and I'm thankful to have a trailer with me that offers things like kitchen, fridge, outdoor shower, and a solar charging system. You know, hell, with all my cameras and tech, I gotta have that. Anyways, it allows me to have some of these creature comforts built within this thing when I'm out in the wild. Last but not least, a big thanks to McPete's Chrysler and Jeep. So this trip almost didn't happen. Thursday, I'm heading over to, and right now today's Saturday morning. Thursday, I'm heading over to Home Depot to grab some supplies. I'm driving through a intersection and the Jeep loses complete power. I checked codes. I have 6 or 7 codes that are relating to the throttle body within the Jeep itself. It's not going anywhere. Max speed is like 5 miles an hour. And I pulled over, shut the vehicle off, turned it back on, everything started working, and so I was pretty much at Home Depot at that point. So I went to Home Depot, grabbed the things I needed, went back home, and the idle is all over the place. Long story short, McPete's Jeep brought my vehicle in Friday morning, and they went to town on it. There was a part that was needed. They drove an hour just to go get the thing and basically rushed around to get this to happen because I knew I had to get out and film this for you folks. The service manager, Paul, over there just really hustled and made it happen. And so McPete's, I am absolutely thankful because this video was very important to be able to push this out. And if it wasn't for you guys, there's no way this would have happened because yeah, I couldn't chance towing a trailer and then the thing losing power, and that just would have been an absolute wreck and also a safety concern as well. So I have a lot to be thankful for in 2020. And while these things don't change the fact that 2020 will go down as a real shit show, at least it's not all bad. We really need to find the joy in the small things to keep our sanity, right? Now I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about my modifications that I'm going to be making hopefully here shortly to the Toro Off-Road tent. Okay, let me share with you what I was talking about here with regards to kind of winterizing these annex room a little bit. And I just realized I'm not going to be able to do it because I need a step ladder, and on location here I don't have one, which means I'm gonna have to do it at my house. Fortunately, the glue that I'm going to be using, the first glue I'm going to try with, sets in 30 seconds and is good in 30 minutes, so that's not bad. Okay, so right now we're in the, let's see if I can get this covered in here. Okay, so this is the Toro Off-Road Annex Room. So it's great, it's pretty weathered sealed, all this area right here. The one area that it's not, and you can see it right here, with a little tiny wind, that just flaps. And then there's one right over, there's one right over here as well. Caleb, hold on, I'm recording, buddy. And there's one right over here as well. And then up on the top, it's all open up through there as well. So my plan was I picked up 2-inch Velcro off of Amazon, and I think this is going to be my best bet in terms of glue. It's supposed to be just absolutely crazy strong and it's supposed to work well with fabric. So I'm gonna put Velcro on both sides, on the rain cover right there and also on the side of the tent. So you can see this is where the annex room, let's get that in there. Annex room just kind of zips up towards that part right there, the rain cover on top of the Toro Off-Road tent. And if I can Velcro and have a good seal on each side here, see if I can get that to work there. Anyways, a side right there, that will seal it up enough. I know I'm not going to make it weather tight, but if I can keep most of the snow and most of the wind out, that's going to be fantastic. And that's it. That's really all I needed to do to kind of winterize this side of it. I lucked out. Let me show you this here. So excuse the mess. So here's the, kind of the brain of the Turtleback trailer, and I have all sorts of stuff in there that's kind of been thrown around a little bit here. The annex room has this zipper and this big doorway that opens up there, and it almost fits perfectly. I think one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to probably put another zipper on here that will allow this to, where I can close off the rest of it and just open the center body of it right around the trailer. So that will allow that to stay open where I can still have access to all of that. But yeah, anyways, that's it guys. I'm gonna go check on the turkey now. outdoors. Now, you might be wondering, why would I go through the trouble of modifying this annex room in the first place? Well, for starters, guys, I want to be able to ensure that when I'm out in the winter doing the winter camping, that the snow and the wind stay out. So it's better to get things sealed up now so I don't have to worry about it in future trips. Plus, the glue is going to dry a lot better here in a dried, controlled environment versus snow and heavy wind, and yeah, that's just not going to be good. And secondly, for this particular trip, I wanted a closed space where I could enjoy a early Thanksgiving meal, cook on the site using the Turtleback trailer, and be able to enjoy this ocean view. Now, speaking of cooking, since my turkey fryer kind of died last year, I went out and picked up a new one, and I'm using this trip to be able to test this thing out. Now, unlike my last one, this turkey fryer uses propane and infrared heat to cook the turkey, so the oilless setup is much cleaner and it's much safer. I recently picked up a ELP 1000 watt propane generator to serve as a backup power source to the solar charging system that is in my Turtleback trailer. Now, I'm going to have a complete review of this generator over at our other channel, which is more dedicated to off-road and overlanding. And so if you're interested in that, I'm going to put a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in more details about that, go check that out or subscribe to that channel as well, and you're going to see a lot of overlanding and off-road related videos over there. Now, for the purpose here, I'll say this little generator has been very, very impressive. When we got here last night, I fired it up briefly to charge the batteries in the Turtleback, and then this morning I ran it again to, charge the batteries in the Turtleback again. This thing's lightweight, it's quiet, clean, it has 2 plugs, and it has 2 USB ports on it as well, so you can run a couple devices and charge a couple more at the same time. I also picked up a little propane buddy heater that I wanted to test out before getting out into the belly of the beast for the winter camping this year. This little thing was actually pretty impressive because, let me share with you here, they have 2 sizes of this, and I picked up the smaller. Well, actually they have a few different sizes. This one right here, this has 1 burner on it, and I was a little concerned whether it would heat the annex room up, and so last night when we got here, once I got the annex room set up, I set this thing up, had it going on low for probably about 3 hours. We got the temperature up to about 64 degrees up there. It was 47 degrees outside, and then I cranked it up to high for the last, finally I think they died a little bit after midnight last night, and I didn't run it any further through the night. But when it was on high, geez, it got up to 69 degrees up there, and again at that point it was like 43 degrees outside. It worked really, really well. And then this morning I fired it back up about 4:30 in the morning, let it run up, kind of break the chill a little bit. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Okay, moving on, last but not least, since I'm well into my 40s, I need a comfortable place to be able to rest at night so I can actually stand up straight when I get out of bed in the morning. Now, what I love about the Toro off-road tent is that it gives me a ton of room to stretch out and get comfortable. Now, to assist with that, I bought an X-Speed MegaMat Duo Tent Air Mattress. Now, originally, I wasn't going to buy this thing because it was a bit on the expensive side, but after reading the reviews, where I saw folks talking about how this thing compared to the normal mattresses in their home, I was convinced that this could be something that makes my sleeping experience on these trips even better. And so what a great purchase that was. So Caleb and I slept on this thing last night. Yeah. It's not only do you get a R factor with it, so you're getting that insulation factor out of it that keeps the cool out and the warm in. So we had an electric blanket in there last night that was running off the inverter in the Turtleback trailer. So it was crazy comfortable. Usually I'm waking up during the nights quite often, and with this I was sleeping through the night. It was so darn comfortable, and it's funny because you wouldn't expect an air mattress would be legitimately as comfortable as something that you would have in your home that isn't an air mattress. Yeah, this thing really pulls it off. So very impressed with that. So I would say between my Turtleback trailer, the Toro off-road tent, and the annex room, the turkey fryer, which won't be going out with me every time, but the air mattress, and I have to say I have a pretty damn good setup for some really true off-road adventures this winter. Now you're gonna see more of me and these items I tested out in future videos, so I hope you can join me on future adventures. Well guys, it looks like we're gonna run out of time. The small little chicken is 149 degrees right now. It needs to get up to 165. It's 1 o'clock and I still have to tear down all this and be out of here in an hour and a half. yeah, it's not going to happen. So this dinner was supposed to have been cooked yesterday. You know, had I not run into the vehicle problems that I had, we would have been here at 3 p.m. yesterday, cooked the actual turkey dinner yesterday, and not be in a position where we're kind of racing against time. And people book these places months and months in advance, and so I don't want to have somebody waiting on us. I think that would be rude. So we're just going to finish cooking the chicken here, and we're going to head on off. And the potatoes, corn, cranberry, well, to be honest with you, I forgot to get the cranberry yesterday, running around realizing, hey, this might actually still happen. I was dodging into the store and I forgot to get the cranberry sauce. But anyways, yeah, either way, it looks like we're not going to make this happen, or it's not going to be able to take place right now. Regardless, I'll say again, this cooker is really doing a number on this bird here. This looks really good. So far, I cannot recommend enough this charbroil turkey fryer, or oilless turkey fryer. So far, it's looking pretty dang good. And you can cook not only turkey, birds, ribs, all sorts of stuff in there. So this is looking pretty promising. All right, guys. So I'm going to start packing this thing up here. Again, guys, thank you for supporting this channel. On behalf of my family, the Photography Talk team, you have a healthy and fantastic Thanksgiving holiday.
Take your best shot, guys.
Hey, you want to come down here and say that? Well, you got to come down here, bud.
Oh, it works down there?
Yeah, well, people want to see you. They want to see Caleb. Come on. Okay. Woo! Okay. All right, here, let's fix your hair up, dude. Let's fix your hair up. Okay, there you go. All right. Say thank you. Get out there, stay healthy, and create your best shot.
Thank you, and stay healthy, and create your best shot.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you guys during the next video.